Inspired by the punches of Mike Tyson, low kicks that demolish the opponent's leg and knees from Muay Thai, and also known as the King of Rio, Jose Aldo has left his mark on combat sports and the UFC. Welcome to the Fightology of Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo was born on September 9, 1986 in Manaus, Brazil. He comes from a poor family and his father was an alcoholic and violent. He first wanted to prove himself in soccer. Due to the great competition in this sport in Brazil, he then decided to take up capoeira, and he was also training BJJ. He soon won the first competitions at the regional level and his talent was recognized. In order to participate in national competitions, he should go to Rio de Janeiro, the city in Brazil where all the important tournaments take place. At the age of 17, he finally traveled to Rio without savings or contacts and trained at the famous gym Nova União under Andre Pederneiras, who was already fighting at UFC 21 in Rio de Janeiro. Jose Aldo had with him an experienced MMA fighter in his corner who promised to lead him to success. Through a friend, Aldo was able to train at gym Nova União, but his financial situation was difficult at the beginning. He slept in the training hall and could usually only afford one meal per day. He opted for a late lunch or dinner so that he would not go to sleep hungry in the evening. A short time later, he moved to a favela, which at that time was even more dangerous than it is today. Soon he decided not only to compete in BJJ, but to become an MMA fighter. He took Mike Tyson and Pedro Rizzo as his role models. They inspired him for his later outstanding striking. In 2004, he made his MMA debut, winning against all his national opponents except Luciano Acevedo. 3 years later, he traveled to Tokyo, delivered an excellent fight against Shoji Maruyama, and won his first international victory in Pancrase 2007. This victory opened the doors for him to the WEC. Aldo was promoted there under the name Scarface, referring to the scar on his face that he got in his childhood by falling on a hot plate. From the very beginning of his fights, Aldo impressed with his strong takedown defense, quick hands and distance skills. Jose won his first 6 fights at WEC 34-44 almost exclusively by Muay Thai techniques and by knockouts. As a highlight can be mentioned his knee against Cube Swanson, which impressed the promoters so much that he was offered his first title fight at featherweight. He won his first featherweight belt as an underdog against Mike Thomas Brown. This was followed by a fight against Faber, whom he hurt so badly with low kicks that Faber could only walk with crutches for weeks. In 2011, Aldo fought for the first time officially for the UFC and got 7 wins in a row. The second fight of Aldo and Mendes at UFC 179 in Rio de Janeiro was declared Fight of the Year. Now, the fight against Conor McGregor was on the cards, which the combat sports world wanted to see. McGregor, known for his trash talk, conducted a worldwide tour with Aldo to promote the fight. Prior to his fight against Conor, Jose Aldo had a winning streak of 18 fights and had not lost a fight in the 10 years since 2005. At UFC 194, Conor McGregor managed to knock out Jose Aldo out with a left hook after 13 seconds and Aldo lost his title to the Irishman. Aldo received $2.5 million for the fight against McGregor. Jose Aldo's career now had ups and downs. He won against Frankie Edgar at UFC 200, but then lost to Max Holloway 2 times in a row in 2017. In the following fights, there were always defeats for Aldo. After his loss to Alexander Volkanovski in 2019, Jose decided to drop down to 135 pounds. The world was shocked by the pictures after the weight cut, but Aldo kept insisting that he was in the shape of his life. He lost 2 more fights in a row until he finally took home a win in December 2020 against Marlon Vera. This was followed by 2 more wins in 2021. At 36, Jose Aldo ended his MMA career. He assured that he will continue to train in BJJ and even does not rule out of competitions. Jose Aldo is a role model for many. He made it out of the favela to become one of the most famous MMA fighters in history and is known for his humility and respectful nature. He is married since 2005 and has 2 children. He lives in Orlando in a mansion, but calls Rio his true home. He is also called the People's Champion by Brazilians.